Hello, this is another review of a baby toy because I'm a baby boy who loves playing with baby toys. This is the Emergency Ambulance 4+ set from Lego City. This set released, I believe, in 2024, and I got it for $6 on clearance. The original price was $20, and there is like 14 of this set at my Target, and I love 4+ sets. I think they're really interesting. They have good pieces, so I picked it up. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that. And I'm also going to be, talking a lot about the 4+ theme in general and why I think it's actually one of my favorite things Lego's done in like the past 5 years. Just, I don't know. I love these obscure, weird sets that kind of bring it back to the old school Lego design and have a lot of qualities of sets from like the 90s or the 2000s or early 2000s. So this set is an ambulance, which is something that Lego City's done before, but a lot less, it's a lot less frequent than, fire trucks or, police cars and all of that. And for whatever reason, they brought back, I think there's a new hospital. They brought back the whole ambulance thing, but the color scheme is dark turquoise and neon yellow. Now, neon yellow is one of the newest colors in Lego's color palette, and it's gotten a lot of hate for being really bright and obnoxious. It kind of looks so fake and toyetic in a way that other colors like medium azure and the lavenders kind of allude to, but it's just extremely explicit. And while I don't like those previous colors I stated, I actually think neon yellow has its place. It's so bright and obnoxious that I think it has qualities that no other Lego color has. Specifically being a neon color that's opaque rather than translucent. I think that does a lot in making it different and just really weird. I don't know. I like how weird it is, It feels a lot different than a lot of other Lego colors. And while it is true that I feel like in modern day it seems like we only get bright colors whenever it's new colors, I do think this is an interesting one, and it doesn't need to be around forever, but I'm glad we have it, at all. But yeah, it looks really garish, especially on this ambulance. Turquoise is one of my favorite colors. This piece has been around. I think I've had this piece. I believe it was also used in Friends, so maybe that's why they made an ambulance for this 4+ set. But the weird thing is that this isn't just an ambulance, it's an ambulance that is helping a snowboarder, which means this takes place in a weird winter environment, or I guess it says a skate park back there. So it's just kind of a very strange combination that feels kind of unnatural. And I think the reason that this is a snowboard is because I feel like, 4+ sets have to work around the demographic of 4-year-olds, so they make a lot of compromises in interesting ways. And one of them is that this would be a skateboard, right? It's a skate park, it's a skate ramp. But then they'd have to use the skateboard Lego piece, which means you'd have to put on the little wheels, and that might be too difficult, or Lego would deem it too difficult for 4-year-olds. So they do it snowboarding instead, and that really changes the identity of the set. There are a lot of other techniques like that, like this selfie stick. You can't really have too small of a stick, so you have this larger one, and it just goes on like that. And he can hold it, I guess, like a stick. But it really reminds me of the kind of rudimentary way, representational way that things would kind of be done, or like the way things would be done in like Lego brick films from the 2000s or on YouTube, especially in like Lego Got No Milk or whatever by Golf Craziness 16 or Tom Gray's 18, I mean, where he just uses this stick and just hits that frickin' fridge and whatever and breaks his house or whatever. It's the same thing. It's just like this stick is just so general. Yeah, it's a selfie stick, sure. And another benefit of the snowboard is that it can stick on the park here, and that's cool. To take a better look at the figure itself, it has a nice little metallic coat on top of the orange coat. It has some nice metallic bits, and those are cool. There's also metallic bits on the ambulance driver, I guess. So it's kind of an interesting through line. This guy also has a hairpiece, so that's cool. Pretty generic. I do like the 4+ prints a lot and how they tend to be very simple, but this one doesn't seem too outside the normal Lego City fare, so it doesn't really strike me as too interesting in comparison to what I normally like from the 4 Plus line. The actual ramp is extremely simple, but, you know, that has its own charm. I do love simplicity, although I do wish that these bricks lined up a little better, because it's fine, but it's like, if it lined up perfectly, it would be so cool. It's so nice looking. The other ambulance, might as well look at the other minifigure. This is the ambulance driver. This is a hairpiece I really like. I know it's also used in Lego Dreams, but yeah, a great hairpiece. The actual suit, oh my god, I think the design is actually quite nice graphically. It's just the neon yellow color. I know I said I liked it, and I do, but I really like dark turquoise, and I would love it if this was any other color, because then I feel like this could be used in a different context, but this kind of bounds it to be with this thing. But hey, these are kind of interesting leg pattern that's generic while also being a little different, you know? You know, it's just pockets or whatever with this stripe down there. So that could be used for space or something. But yeah. So overall, good figure. None of them have double-sided faces or anything. The ambulance itself, well, to start off, my favorite part of the ambulance is this printed tile. I love the printed tiles in 4 Plus sets. They're amazing, and you know, getting one that's 2 by 6, like, it's so cool. And it's all shiny and nice, and you know, it's just so weird. I love big weird printed tiles. And then we get this printed hood piece. It would have been nice to get 2 so you could close the ambulance. But I guess they didn't feel like doing that, or not feel like, but I think it's actually, I'm joking. I actually do like the decision not to have it, 'cause it's just so weird and different. You know, it's a very skeletal build with these 2 panels making up most of the actual truck part of it, which I think is awesome. It also used these cheater bricks, these 1 by 1 by 2, or yeah, 1 by 1 by 2, I guess, or 2/3, I think it is. And these bricks, oh my god, they're evil. What's going on here, guys? What's going on here, guys? But yeah, it's good to have some of those, because these are the type of sets I will keep together forever. They're the type of sets that I will build, think about, and enjoy, and then, you know, part out. On the back here, we have a stretcher, the new version of the piece that doesn't have the little room for the little legs. Of course, a minifigure fits on it like that. Pretty classic stuff. And there is a syringe included. So yeah, fix the wounds of the snowboarding guy. As you can see, the top part comes off, and these are printed, which again, I just love printed pieces, especially ones that are just big and nice and feel substantial, ones that aren't tied to any specific IP, just cool printed pieces. I just love it. My favorite. I just love it, and I just love printed pieces. And I love the giant wheeled, you know, giant chassis pieces, this dark turquoise thing, just so weird, and I'll definitely be using this for something interesting. But I guess that is all I really have to... I almost stopped the video, but I do have to mention this. This set has weird instructions. Sorry, what am I talking about? Yeah, weird instructions, because, you know, 4 Plus sets, they divvy up things a little bit more. You know, this is one entire bag, and this is a separate bag, and it, you know, there's a lot more going on. Oh, there's one detail I remember I want to talk about. But as you can see, it tells you what pieces to hold and where they go. You know, very not rudimentary, but very simple, you know, to get kids into the idea of building. But there's one thing in this that I actually find really interesting and kind of like a very clever small bit of design. You see here, it shows you how in these chassis pieces there are holes, so you can, you know, take out the plates. You don't need a brick separator, or if it's too tight of a space, and it recommends you use this pole piece. What piece is included in the set? That's right, it's a pole piece, the exact one they recommend. So it's a really very clever bit of using the most out of your pieces and showing, you know, different applications for pieces. And it just gets me thinking about, you know, if I saw that as a kid, I'd wonder like, oh, so this does that too? And then I'd start wondering how other pieces can be used. And it just kind of starts making you think about different connections in the Lego system, and, you know, gets your mind going creatively. And, you know, this is of course a very utilitarian purpose. And it could have been any, it could have been any piece there. But the fact that they show one that's specifically in the set, one that doesn't, isn't really involved in one of the builds in any major way, I think that is a really good detail. I think that's great. And, we have an ad for other Lego City sets. They're Lego City sets. I'll get them if they're 4+ or if they're on sale, maybe. But, they're Lego City sets. Instruction manual number 2, basically the same thing. It's a different size, which is interesting. I guess it's a kind of a way to convey to children that, the bigger one you do first and the smaller one you do second, maybe. It's also interesting that it's almost like the idea is could almost be like, some kids will only want to do the ambulance. It's an ambulance set. So, they get to the end of it and they're like, okay, it's done. I only wanted to make the ambulance anyway, whatever. Where, if it kept going, they knew they had more work to do, maybe they'd be like, nope, I'm done. They wouldn't even get through the part they liked. And this kind of gives a natural stopping point. And I know that's kind of pedantic and probably not exactly what they were thinking of. But these are just kind of the ideas that the weird decisions 4+ sets kind of make me think about. And I just really like that these sets can make you think on that level. They get you into the head of the designer and, even in the head of like the children who play with these and like trying to understand like why things are the way they are and what kids will really respond to. And I guess not this set because it is $6, but that's mostly for, ambulance and winter reasons. Let's take a look at the box, because I do have the box for the set. It shows the crazy scenario, very crazy, 79 pieces. The image continues a little bit on there, but not too much more. You've got the selfie sticker, and you've got the minifigure. On the back, you have this interesting, a lot of 4+ boxes are like this, where they kind of show in very stark detail all of the things or structures you get in a very frank way. We have a nice photo. Yeah, go in the ambulance. We'll fix you. Learn how to build. Just very simple stuff, clean graphic design. Everything's placed pretty nicely. I will say it's kind of lacking a little bit of life. It's a little bit dead, but yeah, like this could be a lot funner of a graphic, to be honest. Learn to build. Yeah, it really does look like learning. But yeah, that's all I have to really say about this set. I guess another thing that's interesting is that the only extra piece is this syringe. Probably because 4+ sets don't have a lot of small pieces. So what would even be extra? I would have taken an extra 2/3 brick because that's so weird. An extra hair piece. But yeah, that's all there really is to say about this set. Thank you guys for watching. I love 4+ sets. They're really interesting and weird. And this is another great one. And I love building it. I loved building it. I love thinking about building it. And this is a fun thing to do. I wanted to record this right after I built it because I was just brimming with thoughts about Legos and 4+ Legos. Bye.